live from LoanDepot Park, history between the Miami Hurricanes and the FIU Panthers from the heart of the Magic City. It's the battle for the 305, and FIU and Miami go at it from where history has already been made once before. Happy to have you along, everyone. Apologize for the brief technical issue. It is the top of the first inning in a 0-0 ball game. The hitter for the Miami Hurricanes, the shortstop, Jake Ogden, hitting fourth for UM.
For those of you just joining us, which is everyone.
Yeah,
first hit of the game, Torres grounded out to the shortstop. Second hit of the game, grounded out to the second baseman.
And then a caught stealing to close it. Sorry to cut you off, Billy Gill. It was an outstanding recap.
That's the happening.
Brendan Rooney, the throwdown, and the opening half inning from LoanDepot Park ends in favor of the Panthers. They're coming up to hit next. Back we come here on youtube.com, FIUsports.com. Happy to have you on the Panther Audio Experience, what we'll call it. I'm going to take a page out of Jax's playbook for the Miami Heat and go ahead and call it the FIU Audio Experience. And for this Panther team, Brylan West, who has hit leadoff in every single game but one, will open the day for the FIU Panthers. He is the one you see on your screen right now on that graphic over LoanDepot Park, and Brylan West will hit leadoff. Why don't you recap it for us, Billy Gill?
Well, so the first bat of the game, Torres came up. He grounded out to the shortstop. Cuvée came up. He grounded out to the second baseman. Galvin got walked. Galvin decided, you know what? I'm going to try to steal second base because so far in the season, the Miami Hurricanes were 19 of 19 in stolen base attempts, and that ended today. They're now 19 of 20 as he was thrown out trying to steal second base. That ended the inning, and now you are all caught up.
On the arm of Brendan Rooney,
Yep.
And the elite recap from one Billy Gill.
Last time I did a game with you, Corey, last week, I told you I was bringing the analytics today.
Right.
So that's what I did, 19 of 19 on stolen base, headed into the 20.
I would say so. Looking at the game quantitatively, that's all we can ask.
I have quite the mess of paperwork over here.
Giroux's first pitch for the Hurricanes. Just missed. Brylan West goes to work. The numbers for Giroux, a 1.50 ERA, is 1-0 on the year. 6 innings pitched. 1 earned run, 5 strikeouts to no walks. Saw him early on in the year, his lone action for the Hurricanes, and he gets the second appearance of the season right here at LoanDepot Park. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, they turn to Logan Rundy, their ace. But that's the way this thing has been set up for FIU all year long. Make it 2-1 here to Brylan West. The Panther ace throws briefly on the opening game of any given series, and then it rotates around into the midweek. The strategy serving FIU well so far, and FIU keeps that going. 2-2 to Brylan West.
To your point, we saw
Rundy start.
the game last year on Friday, so a bit short rest here. But he didn't go very far.
Right.
2-3 innings, 40 pitches maybe, and he's back at it today.
The philosophy from Karsten Whitson and Rich Witten, the pitching coach and head coach for FIU. Less overall appearances, or less, I should say, shorter appearances, more overall reps. Appeal down, and Brylan did not go, so run it full. 3-2 to the Panther leadoff hitter, Brylan West.
Corey, I feel like everybody out there wants to know what are the keys to the game today for the Panthers.
That's a Billy Gill staple, and I didn't ask you that, so that'll be on me. But first, the payoff pitch from Giroux, and got him looking. Giroux begins the day with a K, his 6th.
That's fine. It's not for me to decide.
It is a bit tough for us to judge all the way up here.
Oh, no, I brought my binoculars, Corey.
But you weren't using them during that at bat.
No, but I mean, I'm wearing my glasses, 2020. I'll watch this at bat completely through the binoculars, and I'll let you know.
All right, sounds good. This is Austin Deering hitting for the Panthers. And he's going after the first pitch he sees for strike 1.
That was a strike.
Well, he swung at it.
Yeah.
Behind him, we'll see Kishan Fret, Albert Serrano, Hector Candelas, Alex Ulloa, Javi Crespo, Brendan Rooney, and Care Valentin, the opening 9 for the Panthers of FIU. Looking to go 4-3. That's Dorian Gonzalez making the play for out number 2.
The ping off the bat in a closed stadium is a magical sound.
Pretty special, isn't
yeah.
it? Originally, the plan was to have the roof open today, but as all of you here in South Florida probably know, kept having that little drizzle throughout the day. And that's enough to get the roof closed. The Marlins do not want to have this field wet, understandably so.
I'm not going to play here for another month. Who cares?
Sean Fret sends it over to Cuvée. And the stretch by Hudson is enough. 1, 2, 3, go the Panthers. And we have the first inning ever between FIU and Miami in the books at LoanDepot Park. Back here at LoanDepot Park, working through some of the bugs that are known to happen. Though, if I were Billy Gill, I would say it was a conspiracy because Corey Brooks's mic was working fine.
Yeah.
Billy Gill's was going in and out. Am I just...
Do you normally refer to yourself in the third person as Corey Brooks?
I was giving you the argument
Okay.
that you could make.
All right.
I was being a good teammate.
Okay.
After
I mean,
admittedly not being a good
maybe you
teammate.
sabotaged me though,
Mic
so
wasn't working.
yeah, that's fine. I mean, listen, we're just here to hear about baseball, not what I have to say, so it doesn't matter.
Well, what you hear about baseball would be good.
Do you want me to walk you through what happened again in the first inning? So here's what happened. Torres came up and he grounded out to the shortstop. Then Cuvée grounded out to the second baseman. Galvin walked and he got thrown out at second base. Now, here's what you're probably wondering. Why would they go? It's because the Miami Hurricanes were 19 of 19 on stolen base attempts this season. Not so long. Boom, thrown out, end of the inning. Then the FIU Panthers came up, and then Corey kind of walked you through all of that. Oh, bunt attempt, fouled backwards. That's a strike.
And so we see Jake Ogden, who was midway through his at-bat, now come back up due to the caught stealing.
For those of you new to baseball, if someone gets thrown out stealing during your at-bat, you get a fresh count the next inning.
It
so
starts over. And
it's
so
0-1 now.
0-1. And he stings it quickly 0-2. Behind Ogden, we'll see Dorian Gonzalez, Bobby Marsh, Tanner Smith, Todd Hudson, and Fabio Peralta. The opening 9 for J.D. Arteaga and the Miami Hurricanes. Oh, 2 lifted straight back. It'll stay just there. Nearly into one of the suites here. A few of the suites open today at LoanDepot Park. One of which is the VIP suite, including Willie Simmons throwing out the first pitch here. Also, both athletic directors in Scott Carr and Dan Radakovich, both presidents of each university.
In the same suite, I don't like it.
It's all 3:05 bonding time.
No.
1-2, looking to go up the middle, and it does reach its way to the outfield. Jake Ogden wants 2, but he will hold about halfway through. It's a leadoff single for Jake Ogden. And Dorian Gonzalez Jr. will come up, one of a few guys, Billy, who has really been a catalyst for this Miami Hurricanes offense. On basing over 400 on the year and coming off a good game, 3 for 5, 2 RBI in the Hurricanes' win against the Florida Gators.
He's having a nice start to the season so far, but, you know, everyone's still trying to kind of find their sea legs. This is a team that has the most transfers out of anyone in the United States this year in the NCAA, so it's an early season, but they're all still trying to figure each other out because they're all new teammates.
Mixed in with the top 5 recruiting class, according to Perfect Game, top 10 on Baseball America. So it's a lot of new, whether it be experience via the portal or experience via high school. There's no doubt it's a different group for JT Arteaga. A couple of pickoff attempts don't amount to much for Logan Rundy, and he comes ball 1 to Dorian Gonzalez.
Dorian Gonzalez's first college hit was a home run. Did you know that?
I did.
You did, because you did the prep sheet that I'm reading it off of.
But I appreciate you using that prep.
Well,
swung on and missed.
Do you appreciate it? Because now you can't use it, so I don't know if this was helpful.
Billy, did you know that Dorian's first hit was a home run?
Wow. Anyone on?
There was.
Okay, good.
2 notes above that is the note that I will use on this prep sheet.
Okay.
Which was early on last year when these two met up. Another quick pickoff from Rundy, so hunting that out at first. It was a walk-off bunt in the 9th for Dorian Gonzalez to win it against FIU.
Okay.
Valentin has the short out. Long one there as well. 4-6-3. Valentin, Ulloa, and West. The Panthers turn 2 on the big league dirt.
Rundy could have used that one.
Pitcher's best friend. A tailor-made double play.
4-6-3 twin killing, as you call it, Corey.
I didn't come up with that.
Yeah.
Some folks who have been in this ballpark a lot longer than me call it the twin killing. And now the Hurricanes look to Bobby Marsh, the designated hitter. And he watches strike 1 from Logan Rundy.
Bobby Marsh hit a grand slam in the Princeton series for the University of Miami. His first home run for the Hurricanes. One of 2 players to have that distinction.
He has been phenomenal with runners in scoring position in the early going of this season. However, the bases are empty right now, and he's got a 1-1 count.
It's going to be interesting to see these teams because FIU so far has been a high-powered offense. They've had a lot of home runs. They're in the 20s in home runs. University of Miami, single digits in home runs so far this season. So on paper, you'd give the edge to FIU there. However, the University of Miami's pitching has a 160 batting average against. So you're going to have to take the hits where you can get them if you're FIU. And this might be another one of those games where you kind of hope people get hit by pitches, get on base, run around a little bit. They haven't had that much success, FIU, in terms of stealing bases. Oh, speaking of getting hit by a pitch.
Bobby Marsh just got clipped. Initial signal was 3-1, but they talk about it. And by the edge of the Hurricanes jersey, Bobby Marsh is plunked.
He didn't seem to want to go to first base. Like,
No.
he was staying in the batter's box there. I don't think he wanted to get a hit by pitch.
So Tanner Smith will come up. Understandable, right? Here you are at the big league park. You want to take your hacks. You want to drive one to the Budweiser sign out in left center field. And instead, you get the free base, which is great. Not exactly how you envision it. Ball 1 to Tanner Smith.
How far do you think you could hit it in this park, Corey?
10 feet if I could hit it at all.
Really? You can't hit a baseball?
No.
Why?
Certainly not thrown by one of these guys.
No, I mean, okay. What about like soft toss?
2-0. I mean, maybe. Probably not. You have to
Okay.
understand how genuinely uncoordinated I am. I'm the definition of those who can't do talk about it.
Huh.
You've hit here, though, I think, right? That stung foul.
I've played a couple media games here.
Right.
And I did like a season ticket holder, like batting practice thing, which went very poorly. But the machine wasn't calibrated. The ball was barely getting to home plate.
Sure.
And it was one of those things where it's like, if you hit a home run, you get free season tickets, and they give you a bat from like 1940.
Wouldn't that be a good thing?
No, there was like no pop in it whatsoever.
2-2 count. But the history of it.
No, it was like an aluminum bat. It was like a youth baseball bat from like 1940. The ball couldn't go anywhere, and the ball was like bouncing before home plate. I'm like, well, those are your 3 pitches. I guess you have to pay for your season tickets.
The Marlins appreciate your contribution.
Yeah.
Tanner Smith working on a full count. AJ Listaglio behind the plate, letting everyone know. Brandon Henson is the first base umpire. Gabe Colon at second. Jose Estrellas at third. And just like that, the inning continues. Tanner Smith works the walk. The free pass with 2 outs. Dangerous for any pitcher.
Mm-hmm. What's the opposite of a pitcher's best friend?
Worst enemy?
Yeah. Well, it's not that, so. Worst enemy's a bit extreme for just walking someone with 2 outs.
Sure.
We'll see how it plays out.
The pitcher's Karen at the grocery store. It's upsetting and nobody wants to deal with it, but it's not the worst case scenario. Mound visit here for Carson Winsett.
Yeah. Sure. We'll go with that. A bit wordy, but we'll go with that if you want.
Well, it is baseball on the radio. We've got lots of room for words.
Yeah, on the YouTube. This is
YouTube.
going to be a fun challenge for us because the last couple games we've done, we've been aided by the visual, which we don't have today.
Correct.
Yeah.
So we'll be the eyes and ears for those of you listening in here on YouTube. Part of the FIU Panther audio experience. Appreciate you hanging out today. We calibrated some of the early bugs.
Yeah.
Seem good to go now. It's new for everybody.
Our equipment was anticipating the roof to be open, so when they closed it, it kind of just threw everything
The
off.
acoustics were just ruined.
Yeah, you know. The tests we did early this morning.
Yeah.
Different conditions.
Different conditions. Slow roll. Panthers had the shift on, but it gets under the glove of Ulloa. Turning around and coming in is Marsh. Smith to third. Opening lead belongs to the Hurricanes thanks to Todd Hudson.
Yeah, that's a rare error I'm going to give to Ulloa on that play. I don't know what it's going to be officially called, but that was an error. They were playing a shift. All you needed was an out, and he kind of just hit it where they weren't. Got right under Ulloa's glove.
And so the back-to-back free passes with 2 outs do indeed spoil the start for Logan Rundy. That is also the first hit that Logan Rundy has given up all season with 2 outs.
I marked it an error, so I'm sticking with that.
Fair enough.
You going to give him a hit on that play?
It got under where Alex was reaching out for it, right?
Okay.
So nobody touched the ball.
I guess you can't assume that's an out.
Ball 1. If no one touches it, then you generally can't assign an error. That is 5-6 hole and a no-doubt base hit. Fabio Peralta doubles the lead. 2-0 Miami as Smith scores.
I'll tell you what, Corey Brooks. That 2-out walk looks like Runty's worst enemy right now.
The numbers do not favor when it happens. The lineup will flip for Miami here in the second. And this all began even before the walk with the hit by pitch that barely clipped Bobby Marsh.
Yeah.
And was enough to send him to first. Then Tanner Smith had a full count, so 1 strike call and none of this happens. Instead, it's 2-0 Miami. Strike 1 into Michael Torres, who was a ground out victim his first time up. Sent it to Ulloa.
This inning's starting to get away from them. It looked like it was going to be fine after the 4-6-3 double play, but to your point, the free bases are killing them right now.
1-1 here to Torres. Not unfamiliar territory for the Panthers. As that also goes 4-3. Hurricanes using the whole field. Hudson coming around to score. Torres drives in another. 3 straight RBI knocks for Miami. I believe that is the appropriate reaction, or at the very least the one shared by the FIU dugout.
Yeah, I was not giving you very much there. This inning is starting to fall apart.
And unfortunately for the Panthers, here comes Danny Cuvée.
Danny Dingers, some people call him.
People have been known to call him just that.
Or Cuvée.
Or Cuvée.
Yeah.
The Hurricanes leader in home runs a year ago and RBI. And a freshman All-American. He swings at strike 1.
He set records last year for the University of Miami in terms of freshman home runs, freshman RBIs. He tied Pat the Bat. He tied some stuff that Ryan Braun did. Which is not suspicious at all, the Ryan Braun numbers.
Those were Ryan Braun's freshman RBI numbers. That is the Division I record for runs batted in by a newcomer. Still held by Ryan Braun. Cuvée got very, very close. He did break Burrell's mark for the University of Miami as far as home runs go.
There's some early action, very early action in
Stirrings?
the FIU bullpen out there.
Nobody throwing, just...
No, there is someone throwing, but they're behind the giant LED board.
Cuvée watching it in tight. So a 3-1 count here.
David Eckes is warming up in the bullpen.
Right.
Binoculars, well worth the purchase.
Nailed it. Expecting to see Eckes and Martin at some point. 3-1, swung on and missed, make it full. That was the group that went for the opening game against Merrimack, and the Panthers, in all likelihood, will keep that rotation the same. But the Hurricanes changing the script quickly here with a 3-0 lead in the top of the second. Cuvée to Ulloa. Alex throws across the diamond to end the frame, but not before Miami scores 3 runs on 4 hits. And it's 3-0 Canes. Panthers going to comeback mode. They've done it before. back here at LoanDepot Park. There's a part in the back of my brain that really wants to say Marlins Park.
Yeah.
And I know it's not.
Okay.
But
well, don't do it then.
I won't. I haven't done it yet, other than saying that I want to. And I'm not sure if it's because it's, you know, what I grew up with, Marlins Park, or as Giroux's first pitch to Serrano is strike one, or if it's the bit of history that happened at Marlins Park that you and I discussed while the mics were still warming up.
World Baseball Classic?
Was that between FIU and Miami?
No.
I didn't think so.
Oh.
Serrano high into foul territory and out of play. With Billy Gill in attendance, the Miami Hurricanes falling to the FIU Panthers on the gridiron here at then Marlins Park.
Oh, that little game. Why weren't you at that game? Why wouldn't you want to be here? North Dakota?
North Dakota is correct.
Oh, boo.
You've got my timeline down. I appreciate it.
What a night that was, Corey Brooks. Tell you what.
Serrano watching outside.
Felt great for Butch Davis coming back. Things didn't end so great for Butch Davis in the University of Miami. So for him to come back and kind of get some redemption here at the side of the Orange Bowl. Don't get me started on Borregales, though.
Missing down low. There's another FIU Miami connection with the Borregales.
Yeah, don't get me started on Jose.
2-2 count here to Serrano in the bottom of the second. 3-0 Miami off the 3-run top half of the second inning. Serrano gets a piece to keep it at 2-2 on the foul ball.
Guy was a hero for FIU.
He was.
Hitting all his field goals. He was kind of like doing like, like game over, like choke sign as he's hitting like big kicks in the game. And then what does he do in the offseason? Transfers to Miami, team that he just beat. Really tells you something about a person, you know what I mean, Corey?
That was kind of a predictor of the modern portal era, and that was before it started. 2-2 to Serrano, and again, he will foul it off. A seventh pitch coming from Alex Giroux to Albert Serrano. Miami got a taste of something similar. Blake Sear was a huge part of this Hurricanes baseball program, and Miami just played him, except he was wearing the orange and blue of the Florida Gators. 2-2 again. Serrano swings right through it. Second K today for Alex Giroux.
So you're saying these Hurricanes are temptresses. They bring you in.
But somehow Sear escaped the siren song.
Yeah. One of the good ones, I suppose.
Depends on your point of view.
The Borregales connection set up like a pipeline for all the Borregales siblings to go in there and kick. Just a family of kickers, huh?
It is. It's amazing how that goes. Aguayos and Borregaleses. Now Miami just tries to find a young man from Australia because he's probably got a really powerful leg. Ball one to Hector Candelas.
What do? You think they're like family reunions? They're all just like kicking footballs?
Well, you usually get the bulk kicking lessons. One guy teaches another guy, ball two, and then it, goes down from there or up. In the particular case of those kickers, because those are really good kicking families.
Yeah.
The Gostkowskis come to mind as far as NFL pedigree goes. Set to deal the 2-0.
The Grammaticas.
Yep.
Sad how that one went.
Yep.
The Grammaticas.
I think Vinatieri's kid is now a kicker also at South Dakota State. I sound unsure because I am.
Okay.
As that will go foul, make it 2-2 here to the hitter Hector Candelas, and a 3-0 lead for Miami in the bottom of the second.
Got to be honest with you. In all the prep I did and all the papers that I have kind of scrambled here, I didn't think we were going to be talking a lot about kickers. Didn't do a lot of prep on the kickers.
Well, there were kickers in action here last time these two met up. As just a piece, enough to stay alive here for Candelas, still at a 2-2 count. FIU will have a new starting kicker this year after the graduation of Chase Gabriel, longtime place kicker for the Panthers.
Wow. Who's it going to be?
It's a competition.
You were at camp today. Who's got the lead?
It was. High and towards the rafters here at LoanDepot. And a can of corn. No problem for Gonzalez and the Hurricanes. 2 outs. And it will be up to Alex Ulloa to try and get Giroux out of this rhythm.
A shift on that last about where the third baseman's the one that ends up with the ball that was nearly on the right side of second base.
Giroux off to a wonderful start. Ulloa, who saw that ball just get by him for the opening run of the day, swings and misses at strike one.
How would you score that? It's a pop-up to the third baseman playing second base, but everyone's over there.
It still goes down as a
F5.
P5.
Yeah.
F5, excuse me. No, P5.
P5.
Pop-up 5.
Pop-up 5.
For those of you scoring at home, as the baseball radio cliche goes.
I'll do a P. P5.
Live stats have it as a P4.
Really? Because of the second baseman thing?
No, it's the position on the diamond, not necessarily where you are. 0-2, and just foul.
Okay.
Like, even if a right fielder drifts into center, right, you don't change it from an F9 to an F8. It's still the right fielder who caught it.
So you're saying the computer's wrong?
Or you are.
No, because you said that the computer said it was a 4, and
Correct.
he's a 5. The third baseman caught it in the second base position.
So you or the computer is wrong. I'm not taking sides.
Listen,
Ulloa
we're
swings
on the
through it,
same
foul.
team here, Corey. I don't know what you're doing trying to break us apart, but it's not going to happen.
I would never.
This is just, the roof was supposed to be open, and look at everybody. We've all lost our heads.
I don't do the evil cat roll. That's
Me
not
either.
really,
I'm a dog.
I know.
Yeah.
There's no cats up in this booth.
Yeah.
Well, there's cats down on the field because the Panthers. They're booing straight into their YouTube screens at home for that one. I feel it in my bones. 0-2, one more time. Ulloa right through it. For the second appearance of his year, Alex Giroux's looking real sharp. Navigating with ease so far. Canes coming back up. A 3-0 lead. Before we step aside, this is going to be the let's put people in giant bubbles and have them collide into each other. Billy Gill, I will cede you the floor for this historic event.
Oh, I'm excited. So for those of you who are not here, which is, the people that are watching this on YouTube, FIU brought out all the games and all the tricks, and they pulled out all the stops. The cheerleaders are here dancing on top of the dugouts. I don't want to spoil anything that's happening later, but I see the hamburger race contest thing. The fixings are down there, so I see some buns and I see some cheese and some burgers. So that's going to happen at some point today. And now we have the giant inflatable balls where they're going to be running at each other full speed in orbs. And they're off. Ooh! They ran into each other. And they both fell. One of them has black shorts, the other has white shorts. Black sneakers and white sneakers. I don't know how they've determined who's winning this one. White shorts seems a little shook up here. Here we go for the second one. 3, 2, 1. Ooh! And they both fell again. And I'm gonna say I think black shorts won. Even though black shorts fell a little bit further back than white shorts. White shorts seems to be completely out of it. Oh, we're going to do this one more time to, I guess, determine a winner somehow. MDOT's out there. He's got control of the situation. 3, 2, 1. Here they go. Boom! Neither of them fell this time. Okay. Oh, no! White shorts fell onto a knee, and then black shorts came and hit him while he was down. White shorts is probably concussed. Oh, my. I hope they signed a waiver.
A cheap shot to close out the people in rubber balls running into each other event, perfectly described by Billy Gill. Absolutely no notes. Masterful play-by-play here at LoanDepot Park.
They both looked like they were staying stood up after that last one, and then he fell to a knee, and black shorts just came and decked him when he was down on a knee. Oh, there he is. Boom! Oh, man. This shouldn't be so much fun.
Happy to have you along here on FIUsports.com and on YouTube, the FIU audio experience. Corey Brooks, side talker, Billy Gill, main play-by-play man, following the people running into each other event. as Galvin will watch strike one from the new pitcher, David Eckes.
We got to come up with a shorter name for that contest, right?
I think it's sort of long by design. Not to, lift the curtain, ball one in from Eckes.
Okay.
But it could just be the rubber ball contest, but instead it's an obnoxiously long read for our friend Luis Perez in the PA booth here at LoanDepot Park. All designed to troll, swung on and missed by Galvin, 1 and 2.
Would you ever do that?
Oh, sure, why not? Would you?
In my younger years. I'm old now.
It's totally safe. You're encased in the ball.
Okay.
1-2. Valentin plays the big hop well, and it's a 4-3 ground out for out number 1. 3-0 lead for Miami here in the top of the third. 1 out, and they pass the baton to Jake Ogden.
The Panthers could use a quick inning like it's nobody's business.
It will be up to David Eckes to try and make it nobody's business, coming off 3 innings pitched, gave up 2 hits, no runs allowed, striking out 4 against Merrimack. Bunt laid down and shoved to Brylan West at first. An easy play for B. West, and that is 2 quick outs. Dorian Gonzalez, who hit into a double play his first time up in the second, comes back up here in the third, with Eckes trying to send the Hurricanes down in order. Dorian dodging the first pitch in tight to him, 1-0. Overall numbers for David Eckes on the year, 9 innings pitched. Season ERA is 5. 14 Ks, 3 walks. And he throws a strike here to Gonzalez to make it 1-1.
Did you know what Dorian Gonzalez's first hit was in college?
I think it was a home run.
It was.
Wow. Here, does not quite go 400 feet. A foul tip straight back.
I think someone can put one in the upper deck today. Out in right field. It's a shortish upper deck.
1-2, swung on and missed. We will talk about the logistics of the upper deck and other ballpark factors here at LoanDepot Park on the other side. But following the Eckes strikeout on the slide piece, he keeps it at 3-0, sending Miami down 1, 2, 3. Back here at Marlins Park following the t-shirt toss. Billy Gill waving his arms. And for reference, we are in the visiting TV booth here at LoanDepot Park, which is essentially in line with the bottom of the upper deck.
Yeah.
So by waving his arms at DJ M. Billy Gill is requesting a toss of a few hundred feet from Miami's favorite DJ.
Yeah, right now looking straight across, we're at the height of the second row of the upper deck. We're in the third level of the suites, so it would be quite the impressive throw.
Javi Crespo, first pitch swinging, drives it down into the corner, and Javi Crespo tucks it right down. He wants 3. It's still caught down there, and Crespo eventually will hold up, standing in at third. A lead-off triple for Javi Crespo, his first with FIU.
Looks like he's being sent back. I think it got stuck under a pad.
Yep, you're exactly right. A ground rule double. And Marlins Park, or at least what used to be Marlins Park, there's the first of the night, here at LoanDepot Park will favor the Hurricanes. A ball gets caught, ground rule double, and the triple becomes a double.
Your intrusive thoughts are coming out, Corey.
Well, if that's the worst one today. Ball one into Brendan Rudy.
On Vice night.
On Vice night.
Could be in trouble.
The second time ever that the Panthers have brought out the Vice uniforms, with the first time being a few days ago against Merrimack.
Here's a bit of history, Corey. They are undefeated while wearing the Vice uniforms.
0 in the loss column. Stung up the middle. There was a little hesitation by Crespo off the bat, and so he will go to third. Panthers at the corners.
Yeah, Crespo kind of froze and almost got hit by the line drive, which would have been catastrophic for him. I mean, not just because of the injury, because then he's out. The injury would have been worse than getting out, but he almost got hit by that ball. He didn't know if he was going to have to go back to second base. Didn't know where the shortstop was, so he only ends up going down to third base. But runners at the corners nonetheless with no outs.
A great piece of hitting by Rooney. It winds up sailing over the head of Crespo. And now Kade Valentin will have a chance with FIU having their opening offensive offering. Runners at the corners looking to erase the 3-run deficit here in the bottom of the third. These are the first 2 hits of the day for FIU against the pitcher Giroux, and Valentin tucks it down the line. Crespo scores easily. Rooney's going to third. It's the second extra base hit. 2 doubles in the last 3. The Panthers prowling in the bottom of the third. And so Brylan West, one of FIU's leading hitters in essentially every offensive category, gets the chance to hit with 2 in prime position. Ball 1 into West. He works ahead. He saw 7 pitches from Giroux before striking out the first time. 1-1 to West.
It's good to see him staying patient here, though. He has runners in scoring position. One swing of the bat, he could tie the game, but that's all he needs. All he needs is a single here. So it's one of those things where you don't want to see him trying to do too much because he sees the score's 3-1. I can tie the game, or I can put him ahead with a big swing.
The on-base king for the Panthers will never rush his process. A foul tip here to make it 1-2. The Hurricanes fans in attendance clap for Giroux on 2 strikes. 1-2, West gives it a ride to center, but it holds up long enough for Torres. Rooney's coming home, the throw is in time, but the tag is not there. B. West does enough, a sac fly, and it's 3-2 Hurricanes.
That was a close play. Rooney got in just under the tag, diving head first, got around the catcher. They may want to look at it, but I don't think.
I'm not even sure review is possible at this juncture.
He's safe. I just reviewed my memory.
All the discussion about changing baseball rules and automated strike calls, and all we had to do was probe the memory of Billy Gill.
Yeah.
Strike 1 in here to Austin Deering.
I looked back. It looked the same to me, so
we need you in every ballpark in America. Would save so many disagreements and arguments.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Corey.
We're on the same team after all.
You were the one getting contentious earlier, not me.
Falsehoods.
Don't you dare.
Foul tip, make it 0-2. One of us had to.
Don't you dare.
You want me to start calling you Marco? Or Mark?
Oh, some call me Mark.
Some have called me Mark.
Yeah.
Oh, 2 here. Giroux to Deering. Deering, slow roll Gonzalez, and he makes the throw in time to Hudson. Still enough to move Cade Valentin to third. That's the second out of the inning, and it will be up to the Panthers' top power threat, Kashawn Frett.
Kashawn Frett has spent most of the season in the 2-hole today. He's batting third. What do we make of this, Corey?
I believe the plan, very simple from Rich Whitten. He would like to see 2 guys on base when Kashawn Frett is coming up instead of 1.
He's leading the team in hitting, his .412 batting average, 2 doubles, 21 hits overall, 5 home runs. More people on ahead of him, the better for the Panthers.
Simple math and easier said than done right now, but Frett does enter with a home run in 3 straight games, though today would be extra special. 1-1. You have to imagine that is on the mind of every single guy taking his hacks. How cool would it be to hit a home run at an MLB park?
This is only the second time that FIU's played an MLB park. The only other time it was in 2012 when they were kind of opening the stadium and they had a scrimmage almost against the Marlins. So history, Corey.
History.
History.
We waited for it for Brylan West to get plunked. It happened on the road in Tampa.
I know.
But now we get it here in the Magic City. Roof closed, windows open.
Bulls fans don't even know what they witnessed.
No idea. Sky high, but easily playable from Hudson, who makes the grab. Still, the Panthers get 2 runs on 3 hits, and both teams working the bats at LoanDepot. 3 complete. It's a 1-run game in favor of Miami. Back at LoanDepot Park on the FIU Panther audio experience. Somebody says Guillermo is too hot for ESPN Plus. Your thoughts, Billy Gill?
What does that mean?
They're asking why it is the FIU audio experience today, which I can tell you is technical reasons, but
Yeah.
instead, what if you were too hot for ESPN Plus? As that's a high chop sitting in the heart of the diamond. Bare-handed grab and making the stretch at first is West. Cade Valentin, a big league defensive play.
Watching that back on my memory. Ooh. Just as good that time around.
Both in his memory and on the video board here at LoanDepot. Charging at full speed, a bare-handed grab. Turning towards first and flinging it over is Valentin. Rich Witten made a point of, hey, this defense is going to be a lot better this year. Valentin's a big piece.
I'll tell you what, if SportsCenter did audio plays for their top 10, that would have been on there.
No question about it. Tanner Smith, a 1-0 count here in a 3-2 game in the top of the fourth, favoring Miami.
Not because of your call. Your call was fine, just...
No, it was certainly the play.
Yeah.
I hoped to meet the moment, but, you know, there's no video, so it could have been a routine play, and we could have totally made it up.
Let's do that for the next one. Ooh, that one's coming back our way. Ooh.
Towards us here in the box, well short into the stands, foul.
Yeah. Oh, Corey caught it. No,
I do have
the
very small concern. You remember the John Sterling one where he's doing the play and the ball just scorches him?
I was worried about that when I was using the binoculars, to be honest with you, because I didn't see where the ball was going. There was contact made, and I had no idea where the ball was, and I was like, uh-oh.
So if either of us...
If you just hear a scream, one of us got hit by a baseball, or I've decided to kind of go rogue.
That would never happen.
No.
Ball 4 here to Tanner Smith. He has a pair of walks on the day. One from David Eckes here and one from Logan Rundy to start. And this was the exact script. The walk from Smith into Hudson. But now there is 1 out instead of 2. And only 1 on Smith at first.
So almost the exact script.
Same part of the script.
Yeah.
Different prequel. Ball 1. How do you feel about a prequel series?
I feel like where this is headed is you're going to talk about Star Wars, so I don't know how much I want to engage.
I didn't even consider that.
I don't know how much I want to engage.
From you.
Yeah.
Underrated prequel series in Star Wars.
Series?
There are 3 of them. Swung on and missed by Hudson.
Are you big on all those Star Wars shows? Like
yes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Any Star Wars content, television, movie, or book, I have consumed it. Which does not sound as cool when I vocalize it as it does in my head. But hey, being a nerd is cooler than it used to be. Crespo on the slow roll has no play. So a base knock for Todd Hudson. And this prequel series is starting to really resemble the main trilogy. A walk to Smith, a base hit for Todd Hudson, and here's Peralta.
So if it says Star Wars, you're going to watch it no matter what.
Yes.
And you're going to like it no matter what.
Almost always, yes.
What have you not liked?
I walked out of the theater for episode 8 in Star Wars.
Which one is that?
That is The Last Jedi, first pitch to Peralta, strike 1. And I had a look on my face that, in retrospect, was described to me as if I had lost a loved one.
Wait, you walked out of the theater after it was done, not you walked out in protest.
No, I walked out when it was done. I watched the entire thing.
I was going to say, we're being a bit dramatic.
Well, the next part's pretty dramatic, too, as that's lifted into shallow left. Long way to go. Couple Panthers collide and go into the wall. Ulloa and Crespo both calling for the ball. Fortunately, both are all right. It's just a adventurous foul ball.
That also, the Panthers caught a break on that one because no one was covering third base on that play. So had they made that catch with both their backs to the field, no one on third base, runner at second would have tagged up and gotten third base easily. So we'll see how the inning plays out, but they may have caught a break by not actually making the play there.
So it's first and second here. Hudson and Smith, respectively. An 0-2 count to Peralta. 1 out here in the top of the fourth and a 1-run Hurricane lead.
This is where it's going in the upper deck, and I will immediately eat my words.
Peralta wanted to put it in the upper deck. Instead, he swings through it. Second K today for David Eckes.
Jinx.
So it winds up being exactly as Billy Gill described.
Yeah.
Fortunately, they didn't catch it. Everyone's first and second. And you have to worry about Mikey Torres.
You could have been a good teammate and called it as though he hit it into the upper deck. Later, we'd have to figure out the 3-run discrepancy, but...
solve that one.
Yeah.
A routine play for Care Valentin. and a 4-3 ground out. That is how the fourth inning began in adventurous fashion, and it closes in traditional one. A hit, a free pass, and nothing more. Still 3-2 Miami. No fake balls in the upper decks just yet. Back here at LoanDepot Park. Billy Gill, I have to correct you.
Oh no, what?
As often as I will try and be a good teammate and go with what you say. You mentioned in the comments they sell the hats at the stadium.
Do they not?
In your limited experience, they did. That was for Vice Night in that one game.
I mean, I'm trying to help the people in the chat here.
Well, but you're also giving them incorrect information.
They sold me a hat at the stadium.
At the time they did. First pitch swinging across the diamond, no problem. Cuvée
So where do you get the
Hudson,
hats?
and Serrano down on one pitch. Well, right now, if you go to the FIU baseball stadium, Billy Gill, there's nobody there because the FIU baseball team is here.
Not at this moment.
At LoanDepot Park.
Game days, they sell them at the stadium, correct? Or was it just that game day?
The plan for the moment was just that game day.
Oh, boy.
However, that is likely to expand. You can also go online and purchase both the jersey and the hat.
I'm trying to be helpful, but I don't have the information.
And
so I'm just making it up.
Correct, which is the problem. In lieu of saying, I don't know.
No, from my experience, they sold it at the stadium. That's where I got it.
In the one game.
Yeah, sorry.
That's all right. We're all victims of our own experience.
Hey,
us watching a strike.
Hat's coming soon.
Hat's coming soon.
Is that good?
I liked it.
How about the jerseys? Do you know about the jerseys?
You can buy them online.
Okay. Any day or just that one day?
Anytime, 24/7, 365. The internet is there for you. 1-1, and Candelas gets out of the way and watches it go all the way to the backstop. 3-2 lead here for Miami in the bottom of the fourth inning.
Hurricanes have a shift on.
3 on the right side for the lefty hitter.
Their third baseman was also kind of dancing over there and getting closer to second base, but he's moved back over to third. Still kind of a big hole between third and second there.
Would require Candelas to go oppo. He does with pace. Candelas gets it to the front of the track where the play is made by Galvin.
So while the roof is closed, the wall of windows is open. And it's technically possible that wind was blowing in and knocked that down.
Be a good teammate. Be a good teammate. Be a good teammate. Yes, completely possible.
It is technically possible that happened. The thing is that there's no actual like flags in this stadium anymore.
Right? There used to
Be a flagpole with flags, so you.
see if there was wind coming in.
And now the flags are just mounted on the wall, so you can't actually tell the wind inside the stadium at the moment.
Given that the roof is normally closed.
And the windows are closed, so there's never wind. But with with that window wall open, it's like an air tunnel.
Sure.
If there were wind.
I was talking with Kevin Barral, who covers these same Marlins earlier today, and I always thought of this as a pitcher's park, but he's noted the last couple of years it has shifted in favor of the hitters, especially when going to left field. So maybe that plays into your window theory.
It's been a pitcher's park with the Marlins offense, I'll tell you that.
Which was sort of what I said. But adjusting for the metrics that go into park factors.
Yeah.
Kevin's grander point. 0-1 here to Ulloa becomes 1-1.
What's a tool that measures wind? I'm gonna check it out.
Google.
I'm seeing something called a wind checker, but I don't think that's right.
That's what I was gonna say, and I'm like, no, there's no way. It's not a helpful answer. 2-1 here to Ulloa.
Anemometer, is that right? How do you pronounce that?
I think that's the thing that
I'll check it.
Dory uses to find the clownfish in the movie.
Oh, I love Australia.
Ulloa, so do I. 2-2.
Have you ever been?
I have never been.
Oh, but you've been to Nebraska 10 times? Jeez,
That's
Louise.
right.
Corey, get out of the house.
That's weird. I don't know what to tell you. Billy Gill covering for international crimes by saying he loves Australia. To make good.
I feel like the Marlins website should tell me the wind.
The wind
it's
in the
not.
stadium.
Yeah, it just said all times.
Time, temperature, and wind here with the roof closed. Strike
Ooh.
3 looking. Giroux again. A K in 3 of the 4 innings. And he will send the Panthers down 1-2-3. We never finished the Star Wars talk / prequel sequel, so
No, we're
that's
done
coming
with
up
that.
on the other side.
Oh, look what's coming out on the field,
The burger
Corey.
race. And once again, I know when to get out of the way. Billy Gill, please tell us about the Whoppers.
Oh, are we doing this? Okay, so I wasn't sure if we were going to go to commercial or not, or if we're going to talk about the burger race. Guess we're talking about the burger race. Honestly, I got your attention so that you wouldn't go to break so we could talk about the burger race. Do you have a favorite here? So for those of you who can't see this, which is everyone, because this is just on the radio or the YouTube or the audio or whatever, we have 2 hamburgers that are set up. We have 2 people in bun costumes, and we have a piece of cheese, a piece of lettuce, right? Or is that a pickle? I think that's supposed to be lettuce.
It is.
A lettuce, a tomato. We have a hamburger patty, and then we have 2 pieces of bacon. Then we have 2 other burger buns that are upright.
Correct.
Now, the upright burger buns now need to run, and they need to get the different ingredients and place it on the burger. They've gotten the piece of cheese, and now they're putting the piece of lettuce, and now they are getting the tomato and putting that on top of the lettuce, and it's a close race so far. Now they're grabbing the hamburger patty, and they're putting it on there, and this is technically going to be an upside-down hamburger because all of those things on a normal hamburger would be on top of the meat patty, but they're underneath it, and now here comes the bacon, and the person put it whoa, that ended up being a lot closer than it needed to be. The person on the far side decided to come to a complete stop and very gently laid down the strips of bacon before jumping on the other hamburger bun, where the person who was closest to us ran full speed, jumped up in the air, and then kind of did a belly flop onto their teammate to complete the hamburger bun. And at the end of the day, we don't know who won.
I thought it was the one on the right. Seemed like a little closer.
The further one? Yeah.
Yes, the further one.
Okay, we'll say that that's the winner.
Further doesn't really help. There's no viewer, so we're on the radio.
Oh, we got a hit by pitch to start the inning. Corey, come on, there's
Sure
a baseball
do.
game going on.
It is Daniel Cuvée getting plunked. So the second hit hurricane begins the 5th inning. A couple of notes.
Yeah.
We need to note that the ingredients, each one is further down the line than the last.
That is true, yeah.
So that kind of
You
helps
should have.
with the visual.
You start on the near side and you work your way out to the furthest.
Right.
And then you run and you do it. Yeah, okay.
And
I'm
then-
taking notes. I'm actually going to write this down.
All right, good. I appreciate that.
Okay.
As Max Galvin comes up here in a 3-2 game. And the other is more of a question, not really a note.
Okay.
You call it upside down. Isn't that all relative with a burger if you just flip the burger like
No,
in a bag?
No, come on. I mean, everybody knows that burgers.
Ball one.
There's a right side up and an upside down. If you get a burger, you're not putting all the ingredients on the underside of the meat patty, correct?
I'm with you there.
So I'm not going to blame anyone, but I feel like those ingredients were set up backwards. Ooh, that is crushed.
Crushed to right, to the track. Retreating is Candelas, who adjusts and makes the play right in front of the wall.
In the meantime, Cuvée tagged up from first to second on that play. Man, that thing looked like it was headed to another state. I think the wind got it.
With the roof closed, the prevailing currents here in South Florida save the day. And we see Jake Ogden.
And I know what some of you are thinking, that's not the side with the open window, but, you know, with only one open window, the wind just kind of swirls about in here, and it plays all kinds of tricks. So I think the wind definitely brought that one down. He got a hold of that one.
He did. That
Gave that one a ride.
Loud L9. And if this park was a little bit smaller at the corners, it would have been a home run. Instead, Jake Ogden watches ball one in a 3-2 game. Cuvée at second following the tag up.
If he pulled that right down the line, that would have hit the foul pole halfway up probably.
Yep.
But he hit it kind of, you know, not right center-ish, but oh, we got a pick off here.
Got him on the pickoff attempt, but taking off and making it in is Cuvée.
Wow.
So they had him on the pickoff. Cuvée was going to steal. He hesitates briefly, realizes he's stuck, commits, and slides in safely. A stolen base for Cuvée.
Yeah, they had him dead to rights, and Eckes kind of just had a bad throw down to third base on the wrong side of the bag, and Cuvée was able to sneak in there on the backside. They came in aggressive, 19-19 in stolen bases.
And now Ogden swings through it. J.D. Arteaga has nothing but praise for his guys and their instincts on the base paths, and that's a great example of it from Cuvée.
You love that when it works out. Had he been thrown out at third base, I don't think that would have been very well received in the dugout at all.
Probably not. Hit well again to left, but this time clearly foul and into the seats. So we were talking sequels and prequels.
Oh, gosh.
We never want to leave anybody unattended. So we were seeing at the time a familiar script, so that got us on. The thing before that was a prequel. You brought up Star Wars, not me.
Yeah.
So I walked out of the theater in episode 8 and was unbelievably disappointed because it was the first Star Wars thing I did not like. Strike 3 to Jake Ogden.
I don't know why I did that. It was fun.
That's all right.
I was really just trying to stop you from the Star Wars talk.
That's fine. You brought it up.
Nah.
Dorian Gonzalez, 0 for 2 today. A strikeout victim his first time up. That was against David Eckes. These last three hitters, Galvin, Ogden, and Gonzalez, marked the initial offerings against Eckes. Strike one in for Eckes. 3-2 Miami here in the top of the fifth.
Dorian Gonzalez Jr. You know what his first hit was at the University of Miami?
I really thought you were going to read a different note that time. I've got 6 on this card for you to pick from, but I appreciate that you're going with that one. 1-1.
Did you know that he plays to honor his childhood friend?
I did.
Okay. Is that one of the ones you wanted me to read?
You could.
Well, his first hit was a home run.
He was a regular at the light with his dad. Played baseball at Miami, going to the College World Series a few different times. Half-hearted swing here from Gonzalez. Good for strike 2.
All kidding aside, UM has a great baseball program.
No question.
They've been to the World Series second most out of any team in the country.
Looking to return to that form. And went around. Back-to-back Ks for David Eckes. He's got 3 complete, giving up essentially nothing. A few over the minimum. Eckes balling out on the big league hill.
How are we?
3-2 lead in favor of the Miami Hurricanes. Billy Gill was about to ask me something. I don't know if it was classified or not.
No, I was going to say, how are we feeling, Corey?
I'm doing great.
I didn't have a countdown or anything. I didn't know we were coming back.
The folks at home are hearing the break music that I picked.
I can't hear. I don't know if I'm going deaf or if my headphones are just low, but is there music playing? I haven't heard anything.
No, you won't hear any music.
Okay, good.
That is exclusively for the audience at home.
So I'm not going deaf.
No, well, maybe.
Well, maybe, but not because of this. Okay, good. Very good. I don't have to worry about that then.
The voices you hear in your head are all your own. Ball one to Javi Crespo in a 3-2 game.
My head is never quiet, I assure you.
Oh, trust me, I feel that.
Yeah.
It's all the directors and stuff we have in our ears. That's what it is.
Sure.
Crespo evens the count at ones. Miami up one, courtesy of the 3-run top of the second. That was pretty much all a 2-out rally by the Hurricanes. FIU answered with 2 in the bottom of the third. And we're seemingly headed to another epic finish in the battle for the 305, which has continually happened over the last few matchups between FIU and the Hurricanes. 1-2 becomes 2-2.
I feel like the mayor should be here and like give a key to the city to the team that wins, you know?
Got both presidents. Maybe they're having a
No.
quality side bet.
I don't like them palling around.
They may be rivals. We don't know what's going on in that booth right now.
That is true, I suppose.
2-2. Right up the middle. And a base knock. Javi Crespo, a perfect 2 of 2.
You haven't worked in any Elvis Crespo lines yet? Still on the to-do list?
We've still got a lot of baseball left this season.
Yeah. When you say we, you mean the two of us?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I only have 2 more dates, I think, at the moment, but...
that are scheduled.
Okay.
That you know of.
All right.
You're welcome anytime, my friend. Anytime.
Yeah, I don't know how Rhino would feel about that.
You're going to have me, you, and Rhino together.
Okay.
We haven't done that yet. We will. First pitch here to Rooney, strike 1. He got a single his last time up. Ryan Guido will be back on the broadcast at FIU on Friday. Me, Patrick Murray, and the former Panther DH Ryan Guido.
I like him.
As do I.
Patrick.
I like both.
I do too.
Zach, though, your rival.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna see what I can do about him.
That's never good. An ominous tone from Billy Gill.
Yeah. Lovingly, of course.
Oh, of course.
I will see what I can do about
ominous.
him. Yeah.
Those two words go together. Good check at first, but back in time safely is Crespo. I've got to be honest.
Yeah.
My Elvis Crespo knowledge
Is lacking.
very limited. Other than I know the name.
Yeah.
And I made the connection. Oh, hey, same last name. That's about all I've got.
Don't make any airplane references.
Second check, no. Don't call me Shirley. But other than that, I don't have much for you.
Yeah.
And so if there's going to be a Javi Crespo, Elvis Crespo reference,
It's going to be me?
It's going to be one of
Okay.
your dynamite drop-ins.
All right. Oh, there we go.
And plunked is Rooney. A team that has worn more baseballs than about any other in America has 2 on with nobody out as Brendan Rooney is hit by a pitch.
Coming into this game, this is something we talked about because of the fact that opponents are not batting against the Miami Hurricanes very well. They have a very low batting average. And this is a team that gets on base a lot with hit by pitches. That might be something to look into and that FIU should take advantage of as the game's going on. There's 2 on now, no outs. You'd love to see them drive in at least 1 run here.
1 run would tie it up. Hurricanes up 1. 5 hits to 4 in favor of Miami, so both categories on the scoreboard. 3-2 runs, 5-4 hits. The smallest of leads for the Hurricanes.
Positive spin, FIU has only left 1 runner on base so far today. Negative spin, there haven't been many runners on base.
Valentin lays down the bunt, challenges Cuvée, who honors the sacrifice. So 2 in prime position for one of the best all-around hitters in Conference USA, Brylan West. B West had a sack fly in the third. That was a great play by Rooney to get in and avoid the tag.
Same situation there, right? Runners on second and third.
Crespo's at third this time, but yes. Hello. A hot shot into the Miami dugout. Fortunately, it sails over everyone's head.
Hot shot hit foul.
I'd never considered the danger of that phrase until I heard Vin Scully tell that story.
Yeah.
And now I do try and avoid it.
You miss him?
Doesn't everyone?
I don't know how much you do.
Wow.
Just asking.
West. Right up a shoot. Hudson retreating to the grass where he makes the play down the right field line. No advance possible for Crespo. I don't think there's any broadcaster in America
that you miss more.
That works too.
Who do you miss? Wow, you miss him more than Bob Uecker.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You put me in
You're
a pretzel.
in a bad spot here.
Put me in a pretzel here.
Mm-hmm.
No, I suppose you're right.
You miss Bob Uecker more?
I miss Bob Uecker more.
Wow. More than John Madden?
Yes.
Okay.
Bob Uecker in Major League is truly one of one. First pitch here to Deering is ball one. Which broadcaster do you miss most?
Because they've passed, or because of just they've
reason.
moved on to something else, or just because I haven't heard from them in a while?
Whatever you want it to be. Foul tip straight back.
Yeah, 1-1 count.
That got a piece of Smith on the way back. Billy stalling for time.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I want to give you a genuine, honest answer here.
Tom Brenneman?
No.
I'm just trying to be helpful. Give you a broadcaster who's no
I
longer.
would argue
Actually, that's
you're
not true.
not trying to be helpful
He's on
with
CW
that
now,
at
so
all.
You're right,
You
I'm not.
are not at all trying to be helpful in that instance. Oh, we're going to clean the home plate here.
Alejandro Solano, who you can find on preheat.
No.
Okay. There'd be no reason to miss him. He's still doing it.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I'm giving you options here.
How about Philo Ramirez? Can I say him?
Sure.
Do you know Philo Ramirez?
Of course.
You miss him?
Didn't listen to him as much, as that's a foul down the right field line.
Longtime Marlins Spanish broadcaster.
Yep, the Spanish audio booth is a couple doors down from us.
He just kind of speak with like a slow, you know.
Which works in baseball.
But it was powerful.
Absolutely. I've heard some
Carried a room.
amazing calls going from back in the day. Stung right down Broadway and into the grass. Austin Deering brings home Crespo, throw in plenty of time to get Rooney. And so that is how the inning ends, but not before Austin Deering levels us at 3 with a base knock up the middle. The Panthers gamble, see if Rooney can't dodge a second tag. This time, no such luck. But we finish 5 exactly where we began 1. Nodded. The day done for David Eckes as Trayson Cameron enters. He has thrown 9 innings of work so far for FIU on the year, striking out 14 while walking just 3. We saw him for a couple innings against Merrimack. And now Trace Cameron with his family in the stands, his brother, a future FIU Panther, just above the dugout. Cameron in to pitch for the Panthers of FIU.
Cameron is pitching right to left on your radio dial, based on our positioning in the stadium.
On your YouTube volume meter, Tracy Cameron will throw right to left, which doesn't make a lot of sense, but we'll go with it.
But he is. This is the right, and he's throwing to the left. I'm trying to paint a picture here, Corey. The wind is really picking up.
It's just howling here at LoanDepot Park.
Yeah.
Wind's open, AC's off. These gusts are absurd. First pitch in here to Marsh, good for strike 1.
Try not to stand up, Corey. You may get blown out this window.
Appreciate the concern for my health.
Yeah. Your safety more than your health. I don't care about your health.
That's fair. 0-2 on a foul ball here for Bobby Marsh. 3-3 here between FIU and Miami in the top of the 6th inning. The first 1-run inning belonging to FIU in the bottom of the 5th. Other than that, it was a couple of crooked numbers. 3 for the Hurricanes in top 2 and 2 for FIU in bot 3. Ball to Marsh.
I love a crooked number.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
The pitcher, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, and the opposing team and the fans, they don't like a crooked number, but...
They like it for them.
Yeah.
Less so when the other team gets it.
How about some consistency? Do we like crooked numbers or not? You know what I mean, fans?
Such a divided society we live in today.
Yeah, crazy times.
Foul tip just enough for Marsh. A 6th pitch here to begin the day for Trace Cameron.
I can't believe I gave the wrong info on the hats in the chat. I was just trying to be helpful, Corey.
I appreciate it.
You sorted it all out.
We got it right.
No harm, no foul.
Well, it was just a foul ball from Marsh.
Yeah, I suppose. No harm, though.
No. Other than the baseball probably didn't feel great. Trying to go 4-3. Panthers have it shifted perfectly. 3 on the right side and no problem for FIU. Chalk it up as a 4-3 ground out, Billy Gill.
How do you feel about the shifts? Because, I mean, it's been outlawed in Major League Baseball, but we still have it going on here in college.
I have no issue with it.
Yeah?
I really don't. Hit it the other way. I know it's an old man kind of take, but I don't understand why we're compensating for guys not willing or able to go the other direction. Foul tip with the Evo shield falling off of Tanner Smith. Strike 1 here in a 3-3 game. But I am almost always in favor of things that lead to good pitching. And if defense behind that is adjusted and properly so, I would like it. But no one cares what I have to think. So I appreciate you asking, as that's a single up the middle for Tanner Smith. A 1-out base runner for Miami. Tanner Smith's been on base all 3 times today. 2 walks and a single.
Yeah, you mentioned defense earlier. You know what they say.
Defense travels.
Defense wins championships.
Oh.
Yeah.
I gave you a different coaching cliche on defense. That's
technically, offense travels in basketball.
No, I think it's supposed to be defense travels.
You can't travel on defense. You can travel when you have the ball. That's offense.
But you can bring your defense on the road. Swinging strike here for Todd Hudson. It's about mindset, mentality, physicality.
Yeah.
Those things travel. Offense is fickle.
I think the offenders travel, not the defenders.
Technically, the road team travels.
Yeah, that's true.
So
lot to think about.
Do they get a possession at all if they're traveling the entire way? 1-1 here to Todd Hudson. Metaphysical sports questions here from LoanDepot Park.
Yeah, windy night.
The roof closed because of a drizzle here in South Florida. By the way, in between innings, on the pause up cam, Jonnu Smith.
I can confirm that happened. I'm surprised that you don't like to score the game by hand. You like to go, you know, with this new schmangled computer technologies.
Stung to center, but retreating back in plenty of time is Albert Serrano for out number 2. It is scoring it by hand.
I was wondering if you heard. I was like, what's going on over here? I didn't want to bother you, though.
It's a scorebook.
Yeah.
It's just A, I don't have to print my score sheet like I did back in the day. And B, it compiles stats quicker. And C, and most directly for me, I don't have to read my own handwriting, which is illegible even to me.
Jeez. Bad handwriting, bad coordinating. What can you do?
Talk, hopefully. Ball 1 here to Peralta.
Okay.
I've got a strong mental game, a very weak physical one.
Really?
I think so. I hope so.
How would you do on like a Big Brother or something, like a mental test for you?
Ooh. Probably poorly.
Why? If it's all mental and you have a strong mental game.
I have a weak attention span.
I'm noticing.
In what way?
I just feel like sometimes I'm talking to you and the lights are off, you know? But you're handling a lot of things. You're engineering here. You're putting up with me.
Yeah, engineering is hitting 2 buttons.
You seem to
Putting
be
up with you is easy.
looking around to see what's going on. I'm like you. I'm looking around and I'm trying to get a sneak peek of what's new in this stadium.
Yeah, it's my first time here this year. 3-1. I suppose that's probably true for everybody because the Marlins haven't played here yet this year.
Yeah, but they've had things like monster trucks and the like.
That's
and
true.
The Bananas were here
I
last
come to
week.
the Bananas game. You're right.
Yeah, the Savannah Bananas were just in town. They were here like 4 months ago. I don't know why they came back so quickly. But
Still did really good numbers even on the return trip.
Yeah.
3-3 lead and make it a full count. So 3 balls, 2 strikes in a 3-3 ball game between Miami and
Say
FIU.
3-3 lead?
I did.
What does that mean?
It means there is no lead.
Oh, got it.
The score is 3-3.
I like it. I'm going to use that.
Okay. Nothing gets by you. And the appeal down to third did not go. So Peralta works the payoff and heads to first base.
That ball looked right down the middle. I don't know where that missed. Let me watch my replay.
Does bear noting that replay, the camera to Billy's mind, is a few hundred feet above where the pitch is actually occurring with no binoculars.
Where would you have guessed that missed?
Ooh. I'm going to say inside.
Okay. I think you're just being a professional.
Playing both sides, like Sean Connery.
Yeah.
1-1 here to Mike.
I don't even know what he pointed down to third base to appeal because no one
swing.
Did he even swing?
No, which is why the appeal came back no swing.
But I didn't think he even made an attempt at swinging.
The
if
bat,
he did, it was very minimal. He like
bat
tossed
waggled.
his bat down to the dugout.
It waggled. The bat waggled.
Can we look?
You've never made an argument you know is false, hoping for a different outcome?
I think he was looking down to third base, hoping to get bailed out on a pitch that was probably a strike. Just my opinion from 200 feet away.
Okay.
Ooh.
Going to cover there was Ulloa. Ball comes right to him. He gets to the bag a beat late. His throw hops in the dirt. Just got caught in between. Was trying to flash to second for a possible pickoff. And instead manages to get to second barely in time. But the slide in plenty of time. And just like that, the bases are full of Hurricanes. A little shaken up there with the weird collision over there at the Keystone. But all good is Peralta. And so a massive chance for the Hurricanes' top power threat, Danny Cuvée.
That play was weird before the pitch was even thrown. Ulloa runs over to try to get a pickoff attempt at second base. Almost tripped and fell. The ball then gets hit right at him where he is. He recovers, gets the ball, but he's off balance, falling backwards. Tries to run and turn a double play. Runner's safe at second. Throws down to first base. There's a minor collision at second base. Throws down to first base. Runner's safe at first base. Good thing is for the Panthers, it didn't go up the middle and bring in any runs, but a weird play all around.
So chalk it a fielder's choice, no outs recorded. The bases loaded for Cuvée.
That was a weird one.
Very. And a challenging start for Cameron. even though ordinarily ground ball to the shortstop is kind of what you're looking for. Cuvée, first pitch swinging. He crushes it into foul territory. One and two to Cuvée as the ball sails over the Hurricanes dugout.
Smith is dancing around at third base. He's taking massive leads.
He wants it. Understandably so. Tanner Smith, an experienced player, over 100 games played for the Beavers of Oregon State. 1-2, high and tight to Cuvée to level at twos.
He's just trying to get Cameron's attention down there because he's running halfway down the line, almost home.
Cuvée, another foul. If you get Cameron's attention while he's in the act of pitching, you get your balk.
You get a balk, and that's the run.
Some mind games from Tanner Smith. 2-2. Cuvée chopped it. Unsurprisingly, just foul. JD's got it and picks it up, throws it into his own dugout. Coach Arteaga, the second-year head man, 23 years on staff for the Hurricanes. Coming in to the top spot. Cuvée watches it break away. Full count, the 8th pitch from Cameron to Cuvée, with the bases loaded in a tie game in the top of the 6th. Highest leverage moment of the night. Cameron's payoff, lifted into left. Cuvée gives it a ride and sends it over the wall. It's a big league grand slam for Cuvée. He crushed it. Danny Dinger strikes again at LoanDepot Park.
He put that one right over the Goya sign into the Hurricanes bullpen out there. If that was 3 feet over, probably would have hit the wall, but he got it right over the short porch there.
The Hurricanes' home run leader, as that is hit well by Galvin, but much more in play, and making the grab is Deering. Rewrote the Miami home run record book, and Cuvé's 3rd home run of the year is a grand slam on the biggest of stages. That is the entire lead for Miami. 7-3 Hurricanes as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Well, the grand slam by Cuvée has the Hurricanes up 7-3. The good news for FIU is they will send their top power threat to answer here in the bottom of the sixth. They 1-0 count for Kashawn Frett. And quickly make it 2-0.
You know what the Hurricanes put up last inning, Corey?
4 runs.
Crooked number.
That's true.
Just trying to lighten your mood a little.
I called it pretty neutral. So
Yeah.
I'd say my mood largely unaffected.
Okay. It's just so windy, it's hard to tell.
That's true.
That one didn't get high enough for the wind to blow it down.
No,
that was a line drive.
Exactly
laser right over the wall.
the words I was going to use.
Line drive and laser?
Yep. Frett puts a good charge into it himself, but it's in the heart of right field where it sits for Peralta in the opening out.
I feel like we're starting to build some chemistry here, Corey.
I hope so. I think so.
All right, that pause kind of had me a little concerned.
No, admittedly, I was looking at my phone.
Oh, what's going on over there? Anything fun?
Oh, nothing. Just me getting in trouble.
Oh, am I getting you in trouble?
No.
Okay, good.
Self-inflicted.
Oh.
Serrano watching ball one.
Can I do anything to help? You want me to write a note?
What would a Billy Gill doctor's note even look like?
Well, it wouldn't be doctor. I'm not a doctor.
Okay,
just play one on TV.
Excuse note, then. Just play one on TV.
Well, it depends the circumstance.
1-1 to Serrano. I can't tell you that.
In there for a strike. Well, I'd just say something along the lines of, you know,
Oopsie-daisy?
dear such and such. A 1-1.
Becomes 2-1.
Little low. It's 2-1 count now. Nice outing for Giroux, huh?
He's been phenomenal. 5 1/3. Again, this is just his second appearance of the year. It'd been a little bit since he pitched as well. There's really a couple guys in line for this midweek start, but perhaps unsurprisingly, the former pitching coach, 3-1 now to Serrano, has a really good feel for his pitching staff. And Alex Giroux's really lived up for the moment.
He's given up the 3 runs, but with this 4-run lead, I mean, he's got plenty of wiggle room here if they want to save their pen at all.
Stung to right, but in foul territory for Serrano, so he'll see a 6th pitch.
So I'd say something along the lines of, you know, dear such and such, it'd be the person we're addressing the letter to.
Sure.
Please excuse my son, Corey, for, you know, such and such reason, whatever the reason may be.
All right.
And then I can adjust it to the reason.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'll relay that. That was all voice to text. I'll send that along the line. And
if you want, I can just do a generic blank one, and you could fill in the blanks, and then you don't have to give me any information.
Probably for the best. I appreciate that, Dad. Thank you.
Okay.
Payoff pitch. Serrano. High with pace to right center. The Hurricanes communicate. It's Torres' ball for the second out.
Did you miss a lot of school books back in the day?
Shockingly enough, with a nickname like Books, no, really didn't. How about yourself?
I would miss every year opening day. We'd come every year to opening day, my family. So we'd get, my dad would get creative with the letters. He'd say things to the teachers like, oh, you know, please excuse my daughter, my son, whatever. They're attending a family tradition. Or something along those lines. And then one year a teacher kind of saw what happened because we were leaving the school in Marlin's clothes, and they figured out the family tradition very quickly. The 1-0.
To Hector Candelas. Swung on to left. Galvin a few steps over to make the play. Alex Giroux with a statement-type outing for the Hurricanes. He's fresh in just his second appearance, and he looks it. All right, Billy Gill, we're going to skip the commercial because it's your time to shine.
Oh!
The mascot race here at LoanDepot.
Okay.
Billy the Marlin's out there. Rory's out there. You're up.
All right, so we have the Rooster race that's going to be going on right now. Hold on one second. They line up here in the middle of center field, and the Roosters are going to take off here. It's a bit of a slow start. Oh, is Rory participating in this? Yeah, Rory is participating in the Rooster race. Rory is off to a very big lead, but Rory is not accounting for the fact that there's a big turn that we have to have here. Pepito's in there, Charlie's in there, Bobby's in there, and Mia is in there. And Rory is running out of steam. Oh, no, Rory's catching a second wind here. But it may be all for naught unless there are some shenanigans, which there are not. Oh, boy. Pepito ends up winning the race. Rory finishes second. Mia finishes third. Charlie finishes fourth. And in fifth place, I don't think Bobby has even crossed the finish line yet. May have just given up on the race altogether. So Pepito also did that thing where he turned his head all the way around, which if you're a rooster and you turn your head all the way around, you're going to be someone's lunch.
That's true. That was the critical part of the race where the head comes all the way around right at the finish line, so it's staring at Rory, who's in second place. That's a taunting penalty if there's still a football field down here at Then Marlins Park, now LoanDepot, but not so.
Just saying, in, you know, the world where roosters lay eggs, well, I guess there's no world in which roosters lay eggs. In the world in which chickens lay eggs, you spin that head around, and that's that.
You never know what's happening in the multiverse, but certainly not in this world. As Kevin Martin will come in for FIU. Once again, the Panthers going that exact same opening set of pitchers. And so here is Kmart off 3 innings pitched. Did not give up a single run against Merrimack in his appearance. He's the one who slammed the door. Right now, he will try and keep FIU within striking distance in a 7-3 game. The lone Kmart in South Florida. It's in Kendall. Now there's one here at LoanDepot.
Okay. We still got to go, Corey. We haven't gone. Every
That's
time
true.
he comes into pitch, we talk about going, and we don't do it. Starting to think that you're just, there's just words.
No.
You don't mean to actually go with me to the Kmart.
Martin's first pitch, ball 1 to Jake Ogden. We would never do anything just for a bit. That's far out of the reach of us two.
This friendship's not just a bit to me, Corey.
I wouldn't go that far.
Say we're friends?
That it's not a bit.
Oh.
It's not. It's a very genuine friendship.
It was a low ball there, 2-0.
In the dirt even.
I'm just going to stick to sports since you don't want to, you know.
Yes, 3-0.
3-0.
Good follow-up.
Just calling it as I see it on the field. I promise
down
you.
in your scorecard. You didn't even see the pitch.
Yeah, no, I could sense it. I was erasing because I marked one a strike before.
3-1.
3-1 right down the middle. That's a free pitch in a lot of instances, you know what I mean? 3-0 count.
Memory review that is as good as the ABS system and the ability to sense pitches. The baseball guru, Billy Gill, with us here on the FIU Audio Experience. Ball 4 to Jake Ogden. Kmart's day begins with a walk, and the Hurricanes have a leadoff base runner.
How do you feel about the ABS in spring training?
It's been good because it's been quick. That's the biggest thing, right? Is if you're going to have these lengthy reviews where you're staring at something, it's not worth it. But it's like tennis. Everybody gets their moment. They look up at the screen. Yay, there it is. Okay, we move on.
Yeah.
I think I'm about it. Without eliminating the human part of the game, which is umpiring, as Dorian Gonzalez watches one low and tight.
0-3 today, Dorian Gonzalez, but he did have a big first hit in college. It was a home run.
It left the yard.
Yeah.
Much like Cuvier's swing that has Miami up 7-3. His grand slam.
Counts even 1-1.
7 hits for the Hurricanes, 5 for the Panthers. So nearly even in that category, but that is the power of the 4 RBI home run.
Mm-hmm.
Gonzalez hits it hard, playing it at the hot corner is Javi Crespo. A phenomenal grab. And here's Bobby Marsh.
Bobby Marsh. Let's see what fun facts I can dig up about him. He started his career at FAU.
He did.
FAU's actually coming to town if you want to come and check out a game at FIU Stadium. We got to give it a name, the baseball stadium. What do you want to call it? It's not the Cage.
The Gage would be Pitbull Stadium as that is hit to left. Deering in front of the track makes the play. And a couple down for the Hurricanes. They turn to Tanner Smith. Felsberg Field, the softball stadium, the players have taken to calling the Felly.
Ooh, the Felly, I like that.
Okay. So now this is the FIU baseball stadium.
Could be the ball pit.
Could. Always fun in a ball pit. Tanner Smith, who's been on base all 3 times today, watching strike 1.
But I guess that doesn't make any sense because there's no Pitbull connection to the baseball stadium.
Pitbull Stadium is across the street.
Yeah. All right, we'll work on this. Hey, if you're in the chat and you have any suggestions for a stadium name,
I haven't even looked at the
we'd
chat.
love to hear it. No, don't. They're not liking you today.
Well, that's fair.
That grand slam really took some of the air out of this place, and as we've mentioned, it's quite windy.
Panthers hoping it's the winds of change. It is a swing and a miss here for Tanner Smith. So we saw Logan Rundy go a couple innings. A 2-out rally by Miami, scoring 3. Then David Eckes, 3 innings, giving up nothing. Phenomenal outing for Eckes. Trayson Cameron, 1. And then Kmart ends the frame with a K. So Tanner Smith down, and we will stay 7-3. Panthers hoping to get back going here at LoanDepot before they head to the jungle on the campus of FIU.
Wow. Some people are calling it Brooks Stadium.
We'll stick with the jungle.
The jungle.
We'll talk to you in a minute. Seven to 3 lead. The FIU Dazzlers on top of the dugout here on the first base side. Panthers enjoying the moment, hoping to rise to it and erase the 4-run margin on the Cuvée Grand Slam that constitutes the entire difference in our ball game to this point.
There's still some time, but I mean, they only have 3 innings to go if they're going to tie this up. Man, that home run was so low. I didn't think there was any shot it was going to get out. Did you? When that went off the bat, you thought it was gone?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
It seemed too low.
Now, I might be doing the I know who hit it part of the equation.
Yeah.
Rewrote the Hurricane record books for home runs, but
yeah. Danny Dinger.
Admitting my bias, I did think it was a home run off the bat.
Okay. Should have just called it with confidence, right? As soon as it hit the bat.
I did, but
did you?
TBD on that one.
Okay.
Adonis Velez will come in and be the new hitter here for FIU. He watches strike 1.
He follows me on Twitter.
Really?
Yeah, followed me before the last game.
Nice.
Big fan of his now, just because of that.
I love it.
I wish him well in an impartial manner, speaking, of course.
The freshman here for the Panthers. He's battling through injury, got fully cleared right before the year started, but has tremendous pedigree. Top 10 shortstop on perfect game from the Sunshine State. Played for Team Puerto Rico in the U18 World Cup.
Is a black belt in martial arts.
So don't say anything mean about him because he can beat you up.
I would never. I'm a fan. Impartially. Unbiased, of course.
In the most neutral Switzerland of ways.
I'm the most neutral fan of him and his martial arts and following me on Twitter. That's really all it takes. Just play to my ego.
I might get you a few followers on Twitter for that one.
Really?
Well, folks listening may very well. Velez fouled to make it 2-2.
But what a great foul it was, I'll tell you. Impartially, of course.
The best foul that we've seen all night here.
Yeah.
Did get to the top of the lower bowl.
Sure. The furthest a foul ball has gone in the lower bowl today.
Maximum limit. I like it. Down looking here.
Oof.
With just a continually phenomenal effort. Giroux went 6. And now Luzardo Calera, the new pitcher for the Hurricanes, comes in and starts his day with a strikeout.
He struck out looking, but he gave it a good look.
Billy Gill's blaming the umpires, and the Panthers turn to Javi Crespo.
No, no. No such thing.
Crespo first pitch swinging, sends it straight back.
If you're FIU, you just want base runners right now. You know? You're not going to tie it with one swing. Just get people on base, move them over. Chip away at the lead.
Calera, quick second strike. Numbers for Lazy Calera on the year. 4 1/3 innings pitched. This is his 4th appearance. Did go against the Florida Gators, an inning. Did not give up a hit in that frame, facing 3 batters. An effective option out of the pen. Has gone as far as 2 innings against Princeton. That would get the Canes to the doorstep. He begins today with back-to-back Ks. And it'll be up to Brendan Rooney. A dazzling performance by the Hurricane pitching staff. Can Rooney be the one to break it up? He does start ahead 1-0.
He's had an eventful day on the base paths. He scored a run diving headfirst around the tag of the catcher, then got thrown out by, let's say 3 feet. But we're just saying 3 feet. Let's say 3 feet he was thrown out by trying to attempt scoring and taking the lead at the time.
If Brendan were following you on Twitter, would it have been a bang-bang play instead of out by 3 feet?
I'm saying 3 instead of 15.
Oh.
The 3 was the, let's call it a bang-bang play. But you like the effort there, and you like going for it, the aggression.
There was 2 outs, and sometimes you take that chance with 2 outs.
Yeah.
Because it does demand a good throw from the outfield, but that throw was made.
It was a perfect throw. Only one who could have made a better throw was Velez. He's a shortstop.
Does have a big arm.
Yeah.
Objectively.
Right down the middle. That one was low and outside.
And that makes it a 3-1 count.
Mm-hmm.
2 outs. 7-3 lead for the Hurricanes after we just stretched our legs here in the bottom of the 7th. Neither Billy or I actually got up for the 7th inning stretch. So
no.
we kind of failed on that one.
I mean, don't put my business out there.
Ultimate hitters count for Rooney. He works the walk. Well, the 2-out free pass got Miami a few runs. Can the Panthers return the favor with Gade Valentin?
Time will tell, Corey.
True of all things. And Golera fires in the first pitch strike. The freshman, Lazaro Golera from Westminster Christian right here in South Florida. Very good baseball school. Talent on both teams. That one skips in the dirt, but not far enough for any advance. Good job by Tanner Smith being heads up.
Arm bounced about a foot in front of the plate. He kind of gave it a check swing. They went down to first base. They decided that he did not go around on that. Spin the picture.
It was good.
Right to left on your YouTube dial.
Corey Brooks, Billy Gill working together to bring you the sights and sounds from history at LoanDepot Park. That just breezes by the jersey of Valentin to make it 2-1.
The 2-1.
Swung on and sent straight back to make it 2-2. I think what you're hearing, Billy Gill, as you look out our window, are the youngsters for WVUM calling the game 2 doors to our right.
Who's next to us? So they're 2 doors down. Who's right next to us?
The folks running the pitch clock.
Ah, okay. Yeah, keep it down over there, kids.
Just a little in front. Cuvée turns, fires to first. It sails high, and there was no way to get the tag down for Hudson. A breath of life for the Panthers. 2 on, 2 down, down 4, and here's Brylan West.
I mean, an athletic move by Valentin to get around that tag. It was a high throw. He came down, almost got a piece of him, but he dodged it somehow. And we were saying, you know, UM capitalized earlier on a 2-out walk. FIU gets a 2-out walk here. Now you have a, let's say, a hit. Put runners on first and second base, and one of FIU's best bats is up there now. And he's got good plate discipline. We've been talking about that all season long, all day today. So you don't think he's just going to be swinging for the fences, but just keep things moving and see what happens. Still have 3 innings. I mean, I guess you only have, what, 7 outs to play with, but a run here, a run there, and you can get right back in this game.
There have been 9th inning theatrics quite often between these two. Coach Gutierrez out to talk to his guy on the hill. Remind him there is 2 outs. Just searching for the 3rd, but Brylan West has been a menace. With runners in scoring position on the year, he's hitting .385.
It's been a slow day for him so far today, though. You know what some people say? Might be due.
Might be due.
Does have a sac fly, but.
Searching for his first hit. Came into the day batting about .400, which means mathematically 1 of every 3 at-bats. He should be getting a hit. This is his 3rd at-bat, technically, because the sac fly does not count as an at-bat.
Okay. Good picture you painted there, Corey.
Thank you. Brylan West in the left batter's box. Swinging hard, driving it to center with pace, but camping under it is Torres for the final out. The Panthers threaten, but cannot take advantage of the miscue. 2 innings left at LoanDepot. FIU's looking for a comeback down 7-3. 4-run lead for the Hurricanes. Just a couple innings left here in this battle for the 305. And FIU will make a pitching change, hoping to keep Kmart, I imagine, for the bulk of this weekend. They turn to Jaden Bishop. 7 2/3 on the year, great ERA, 2.35. He has struck out 10 while walking 5. Rich Witten and Carson Whitson going all in, trying to keep this just a 4-run game. They turn to Bishop.
It's not looking good for these Vice uniforms today.
Undefeated in their history, a proud 1-0. Still lots of time, but Bishop probably has to keep this thing at 4.
Yeah.
Panthers have 6 outs left. This is an FIU home game, so the Panthers will get the final say no matter what. Strike 1 into Todd Hudson. And make it ball 1 in the dirt. Billy Gill's got the binoculars out.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like there's much going on in the Hurricanes bullpen.
No, I'm not checking that. I'm watching the at bat here. I want to make sure. I want to make sure if there's any calls that we're unsure of where they miss. I'm on it.
All right.
So, being proactive here.
Umpiring from the upper deck, continuing to pioneer in the sport of baseball. Along with the memory review.
All right, that was a strike.
And the innate sense of when a pitch is thrown. Panthers put the shift on here. 3 on the right side of the dirt for FIU. Left side is completely vacant.
If I'm being honest with you, Corey, I can't see when the pitch is being thrown because I'm just focused on home plate. What I'm really doing is just trying to set up the line where he's painting the corners, and then I can make a reference to his favorite artist, Picasso.
Ah.
Yes.
2-2 swung on and missed. The K artist begins with a brushstroke, his first today for Jaden Bishop.
That was better than anything I would have done. Thank you, Corey.
Happy to help. High and tight. And a great pitch from Bishop. Fabio Peralta. 1 for 2 today with a walk, and that one came with it a run batted in back in the second inning. And that one goes all the way in. A little souvenir for some folks. That's got to be pretty cool. You got a baseball for the first and right now only Panthers and Hurricanes baseball game at LoanDepot Park.
Yeah. Do they still take the balls back?
Here? Probably not.
No, here they're not. I'm saying in most circumstances. In college.
And the bunt does not go anywhere, so chalk it up a 1-3 ground out. In general, yes.
So that it's kind of cool you're getting souvenirs today, where normally if this was, you know, at FIU Stadium or at Mark Light Stadium, and maybe asking for those balls back.
All part of the experience here at LoanDepot Park. Baseball, they give you a little more leeway. Softball, they're pretty demanding of
the balls.
The ball back.
Yeah.
Strike 1 in.
What do you think the cost is of a softball versus a baseball? Do you know the answer?
Couldn't tell you. Softball's bigger.
Yeah.
So conceivably more.
Is it more?
Conceivably.
And it's yellow.
It is, generally. I suppose it could be any color, though the collegiate ones are yellow. Ball 1 in the dirt to Torres.
Yeah, I like a yellow ball.
And of course, when we talk about softball, we're talking about FIU because Miami does not have softball yet.
Are you taking a shot at them, like a veiled shot?
No, they talked about it. Dan Radakovich brought it up when he first got to town. As that is up the middle, straight to the waiting shortstop, Velez, who makes the play. Just came into the game and gets the job done defensively. 1-2-3, a workman approach from Jaden Bishop, and a painting of an inning. Off to the bottom half we go. Bottom of the 8th. The Hurricanes make the move and turn to A.J. Siskar on the hill for Miami. So just the 1 inning for Collera. And we see A.J. Siskar, another freshman from a little further north, not quite Westminster Christian, but St. Thomas Aquinas out in Fort Lauderdale. This is the 7th appearance. The guy who's got 5 2/3, a foul ball for Austin Deering. Has faced 22 batters, striking out 5 of them. For an ERA of 4.76 to begin his freshman year. Deering, big hack, 0-2.
Not a great ERA, but it's early. He's a freshman.
It's a very young group for the Hurricanes, but one of the best recruiting classes in America.
Combination of recruits and transfers make up this team. How many returners do they have?
Only a few.
Only a handful.
And that are playing a lot. You really just look at Dorian and Cuvée.
Yeah. Danny Dingers.
Swung right through it. What a start. Siskar opens his day with a K. And the Panthers look to Kashawn Frett. Good sections of both fan bases. The Hurricane fans a little louder right now. Of course, they have a 7-3 lead.
Yeah.
As that is fouled just off to the right by Frett. So I think that's what you were looking at there, is you got the left-right chant from the UM fans down behind home plate.
Yeah. Got to be honest with you.
Go on.
We really tried to paint a picture of how that last inning was not going to end, just to have it end exactly the way that we said it wouldn't.
The broadcaster's jinx comes in many forms. Frett hit it hard. Everything sounds good off the college bat.
Yeah,
That's a can of corn out and left.
That wind.
Knocked it straight down,
got
right
up
at the
there
window.
a little bit. Yeah, it was headed right towards the window.
And so a couple of quick outs. And A.J. Siskar trying to send him down 1-2-3.
This score holds, you do wonder if Brylan West looks back at that at-bat with 2 on and says maybe just, you know, don't go after that first pitch, kind of see what I get here.
I think that's kind of the natural reaction no matter what, right?
Yeah.
Strike 1 to Serrano.
I mean, it's a 4-run deficit at this point in time, so it's not like that'll decide the game. But
Right.
we'll see how the rest of the game plays out.
Serrano 0 for 3. And he swings at it to make it a 1-2 count here with 2 outs in a 7-3 game. FIU strung together the back-to-back-to-back hits in the 3rd. Ultimately led to 2 runs on those 3 hits. That's the bulk of the scoring today. Other than that, Miami has had the upper hand, but still a good amount of baseball left. The Panthers down to 4 outs. We've seen some theatrics before between these two.
Ooh.
Down, and he did go. Confirmation comes from the first base side. What a start for A.J. Siskar. Faces the minimum, strikes out 2. We are down to our final inning in the very first baseball game between FIU and Miami.
Maybe.
Barring Panther comeback. See if we can put that into the universe. Off to the 9th we go.
Is Rundy going to start again this weekend?
Yeah.
On Friday?
No, on Sunday.
So he'll start Sunday, and then he'll probably do Friday the following.
Off to the ninth we go. Cuvée watches one, low and away for ball one. So Billy Gill, as we go to the ninth, your thoughts on history here at LoanDepot? Cuvée sends it foul 0-2.
I'd like to expound on that if possible. Or expand? Am I expounding or expanding?
Either is good.
Yeah. If FIU comes back and wins this game, it would be historic.
Cuvée.
Down to 3 outs.
Down the right field line and just in and out of the glove. A great effort by Hector Candelas. Came all the way in from right to nearly the edge of foul territory. Still a really cool experience.
No, yeah, it's been a really nice night. And, I mean, like any game, you look back and you say, what if you know, this game ends the way that it's headed right now for the Panthers? You say, what if we wouldn't have, you know, sent the runner and ended an inning with the runner at home plate? What if, you know, a ball or strike here had gone differently in the inning where Danny Dingers hits the grand slam? What if we didn't work that count to full and then give him a pitch, you know, that he could hit?
Jaden Bishop just got a strikeout. Go on.
Yeah. So, I mean, they'll meet up, what, 3 more times this season?
Mm-hmm.
It's just one of, you know, many games. 1 of 4 against the Hurricanes this year.
Next one will be at Mark Light Stadium, April 2nd, the FIU baseball stadium, for the first and only time, as that is chopped to Valentin on a hop and no issue. April 23rd, Miami at FIU, and the conclusion of this series this year, May 7th, in Coral Gables.
Yeah. Well, it's just one game, right? And it's not done yet, but 11-2, a good start for FIU. They do have, I mean, this was a test, and they have a test coming up this weekend with FAU coming to town.
Yeah, very good FAU team.
So it's a good time for the team to kind of see where exactly they are, where they're at, because, you know, you don't want to kind of judge the opponents, but you played Delaware. You played, you know, Stony Hill. You played Merrimack.
That was a fusion of Stony Brook and Stonehill.
Yeah, I merged them.
Schools.
Yeah,
that's all right.
I panicked. I was hoping when I paused that you'd kind of throw in Stonehill, but it's fine.
Well, I had to get you back for the old 3-3 lead.
Yeah.
Couldn't let that one go, so I had to get my revenge.
I guess it was karma. I didn't say Delaware State, which is a totally different school.
That is.
Stony Hill, yeah.
Florida and Florida State are very different.
Not
Delaware
great.
and Delaware State are very different. Strike in to Jake Ogden. Jaden Bishop faced the minimum so far.
Stonehill.
Thoughts on the Skyhawks?
Bethune-Cookman. Delaware.
Bethune-Cookman's got a good baseball program.
Yeah.
Stonehill just came up to D1, but developing that sense of identity. And Delaware is going to be in the same league as FIU this time next year.
The larger point was, like, you're playing Miami's and you're playing FAU's.
There's an escalator there for sure. That is well hit into right. Jake Ogden has his second hit today, 3rd time on base. Hey, you can certainly get the ramp up, right?
That's where you get a good sense of where you are at as a team.
Yeah, which is all you can ask for heading into conference play.
Yeah.
Know who you are. So you get a very good Miami team, a very good FAU team, and even a Bucknell squad that's shown some really nice things in the midweek against Gulf Coast, which is always a proud baseball program.
Mm-hmm. Dorian Gonzalez Jr. coming up.
0 on the day.
Yeah, but he had a big first hit in his college career. It's a home run.
I'm sure his dad was in the stands and quite happy about it. It's a stolen base for Ogden. No contest to be had from FIU. Is this where you'd like to note Miami started 19 of 19 on the base paths?
No.
Okay.
They haven't been as active today. I mean, I guess this is their second stolen base, but the first stolen base was a pickoff that, you know, the runner was going to be dead to rights. It was just a bad throw over to third base, but
the early caught stealing can have that effect.
Yeah.
That was back in the first inning.
Some might say poor sportsmanship, stealing bases up 4 in the 9th inning. I wouldn't, but
Gonzalez chopped it and it hops foul at the last.
And when I say I wouldn't, I'm saying I wouldn't be the one that says that, but some would say.
As he says it live on the FIU audio experience.
No. To be clear, some
I am
say
saying that I am not saying that some would say.
I'm saying some might say that in this situation. I did not. Just some might say. You know?
I hear you 100%.
Where's my pencil sharpener?
Why are you using a pencil?
I like it instead of a pen.
Okay.
Because I get distracted sometimes with the things that you say, and then I realize, oh, I'm putting down things for the wrong hitter here. So then I need to go in a race, or I'm in the wrong inning, whatever.
It's a good catch by Michael Torres in the dugout.
Yeah.
The foul ball.
I rule something as Billy Gill scorer says that's an error, and then the official scorer says that's a hit. I'm like, well, I'm going to have to go back and adjust that now because whether I thought Ulloa had an error or a hit, it doesn't matter. So
you can always keep your scorebook for you.
Yeah, but I'm not just going to make stuff up.
You wanted to make up a ball in the upper deck in the 4th inning.
No.
Swung through it and down hacking. Jaden Bishop, a phenomenal showing here on the big league stage. The magic number is 4. The Panthers look for something spectacular here at LoanDepot Park. It'll be Jackson Cleveland, the former closer for Lamar. 10 career saves, just outside of a save situation here, but that exact same mentality. His 4th appearance, he's thrown 2 2/3 innings on the year for his new team, the Miami Hurricanes.
The rare pitcher in college with 2 presidential names.
True.
Yeah. And if you're wondering about the presidential address, Corey will be updating you on what's going on in that throughout the inning.
Oh. Well, words were said. Half the room clapped, the other half did not.
I think it's ongoing still, so there's still time. Both.
I still feel pretty good about those two.
Yeah, okay.
Words were said, half the room clapped, half didn't.
Yeah, all right.
It's generally how that one tends to go.
Well, that's that then.
Somebody may have made a fool of themselves at some point.
Maybe, who knows? Just keep us updated.
You can fill in the rest. Strike 1 into Hector Candelas. It'll be 5, 6, 7 here for the Panthers, needing 4 runs in the bottom of the 9th. Candelas, Velez, and Crespo, the ones scheduled to hit here for the Panthers. Down to a knee and swinging right through it. So a quick 0-2 count.
For a game with 10 runs scored, it's been moving pretty quickly.
All the runs have come in bunches, and the 4 runs that are the difference were on one swing. A Cuvée homer. 0-2. Fouled off by Candelas. Once again with 2 strikes, Miami puts the shift on, so 3 on the right side for the lefty Candelas.
Hey, Corey, how do I get a hard plastic credential? Every time I have one of these things, you just give me a piece of paper.
Candelas looped it to left, but foul. It took me 3 years of working at FIU
To get a hard
the
plastic.
laminated plastic credential.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
That said, now that I've, got some ins, I could probably make that happen for you.
Okay, wow. Dreams do come true. Well, not yet, but maybe.
Maybe. 0-2. Swung right through it. Cleveland starts his day with a strikeout. The Panthers down to their final 2 outs.
I don't want it for me. I'm more concerned about you. You have to fill out the thing every time,
Usually that's our director, Nick Garrido. Actually, I get off the hook.
Well, I'm just worried about everyone having to do all this extra work. Let me see this credential here.
My plastic one? There you
go. See, there's a couple different
there's a football game day map on the back of it.
Game operations. I want the one that says like all access, like a gold one.
This is the all access one.
I want a higher level than this if possible.
Today at Marlins Park, there is this one with a gold star on it, which is the VIP suite.
Yeah.
However, we are not Jonnu Smith level. Cleveland Rocks is playing over the loudspeaker, which means Cole Cleveland is the pinch hitter.
Wow. And Cleveland is on the mound.
The Cleveland trifecta. Music, pitcher, hitter. Ball 1 to Cole Cleveland.
Wow. Classic Cleveland versus Cleveland. History.
And nothing to do with Ohio.
No.
Cleveland's 1-0, taken by Cleveland. This is so unhelpful on radio. 2-0.
I think they all know that you're talking about the pitcher throwing to the hitter. It's not the hitter that's, throwing it to the pitcher. Just throw in a right to left, and then everyone will be on board.
Right to left across your volume slider. As that actually was a bit of slide and good enough for a strike. Cole Cleveland has been on fire. 2 RBI in 3 straight games coming in. And RBI in his last 5 games. Right now just trying to get on base and getting the ultimate hitter's count. 3-1. 1 out here in a 7-3 game.
Give him the green light here.
I would say that's fair for a freshman who has done nothing but impress since he came here to Miami. Jackson Cleveland sees Cole Cleveland hit it to dead center at the track, and making the play is Torres. 390 feet for the pinch hit bid, but the Panthers are down to their final out, and they will send Javi Crespo to the plate as scheduled.
Can't help but wonder if wind played a factor there, Corey.
Once again, the windows in left center. So if there were gusts, that would be a part of it. The roof being open would have certainly changed the math. Then you really do get the wind swirling. But roof closed due to rain. Who knows? Maybe a completely different game. As Cuvier's grand slam barely gets over the Goya sign in left. And if there were more of a gust from that direction, it would not have been a home run.
Corey knew that was out right off the bat, though.
Suspected. Blind squirrel finds a nut. Strike in to Javi Crespo.
Good season by Cole Cleveland so far.
Great season.
Yeah.
He has been a revelation. Both teams have seen tremendous contributions from freshmen.
As good as advertised.
1-1, skipped in a couple feet before the plate. 2-1 count. Panthers have no margin for error. Crespo stings it. Torres retreats, and he's got it in his glove. The Hurricanes get their revenge. The football win stands forever, but the first in baseball belongs to the team out of Coral Gables. Miami wins it here at LoanDepot Park with the entire difference in the game coming to one swing of the bat. Cuvier's grand slam. He had 8 RBI coming in. He gets half that total on 1 rip, and he proves to be the game winner as the Hurricanes take the first of this 4-game set, and our day winds down here at LoanDepot Park. Billy Gill, your final thoughts from what used to be Marlins Park.
I think it was a good game for FIU. They didn't win. It came down to one. Outside of that, it was a close contest, and it's something that we were talking about throughout the entire broadcast. These are the games where you kind of figure out where FIU is when you're playing to competition that you think you are kind of on the same plane as. So didn't go the way that they wanted to. There's 3 more against UM this season. FAU's coming to town. You kind of have to just have a short memory and move on, because the game wasn't as lopsided as the score indicates.
Right. Was truly the one home run. I have to ask you before we sign off, do you think this went better or worse than your last broadcast here at what that was then Marlins Park?
Better or worse than my last broadcast at Marlins Park?
Yep.
I don't think I've ever broadcast at Marlins
I
Park.
thought you did. I thought you and Chris Cody did a game.
No, we did spring training. They never invited us for the regular season that we were supposed to.
Wow.
So I'd say better, even though we missed like the first third of an inning, but that's fine. Half inning. Guess you don't have a third of an inning.
You could. It would be the one out.
This is ending as poorly as it started. Corey?
The best broadcast that Billy Gill's ever had at Marlins Park. We certainly hope you enjoyed it. For our entire team here at FIU, I'm Corey Brooks. He's Billy Gill. Hope you'll join us this weekend. The South Florida skirmishes continue as FIU takes on FAU starting at 6:30 back home at the FIU Baseball Stadium. Living the childhood dream tonight. It was awesome. For now, a good night from LoanDepot Park.